Hey YouTube, this is a video I've been wanting to kind of do. I was gonna do it in different ways, maybe have Mr. Zero talk about this topic, but I think I'll just lay it on the line here. And it's not really like it's amusing. I have this thing that I've noticed in our culture, and it separates down gender lines. There's the man culture and the woman culture. Where I first noted, well, the issue is weight issues. How the genders see weight differently, physically, physical weight, heftiness. I, of course, am not a small person. I'm quite, I weigh 300 pounds. Most people are shocked when I hear that say that because I carry it mostly in my stomach. I have this huge gut. I have relatively muscular legs, and I've got these wimpy little birdie arms that are have become very weak lately. Um, but most of my weight is just right here in the stomach, and I've always been kind of insecure about that. And a couple years ago, I looked up a survey on men, women, weight, and dating, and on the survey it said I think it was like something like 90% of men would date a fat woman versus like only like 10% of women would date a fat man. And at first, that makes you think that women are so shallow and men are so, not shallow. But then you got to start realizing when you say fat to a man, when you're saying would you date a fat girl, he thinks, yeah, I think Jennifer Tilly's kind of hot. She's kind of good looking, you know. It's like Mandy Moore, yeah, she's got something going on. This is fat to some guys. Some guys look at this, look at women that big, and they call them fat. My wife has a friend. She's had 4 children, and she's kind of statuesque. She's kind of tall. She's by no means chubby, paunchy, big, or anything. She just has a little bit of baby weight that she gained, and it's really not even noticeable. But her husband told her she was getting too fat, and she needed to lose that. There's just examples all over the place of this weird men like you only have to be that big to be fat according to men, and then when women think of fat, they're thinking like Pavarotti. Pavarotti was a fat guy. He's like, would you date a fat guy? Oh no, Pavarotti would crush me. He'd step on my foot and I'd scream. It's something I've come to realize. I have women tell me. I ask them if they think I'm fat, and they'll say I'm pleasantly plump, I'm chubby. And they use cute words for it. You're chubby. It's good. You got a big belly. You're jolly and jovial. Uh, Another example that just happened recently is I'm over at this restaurant, and it's kind of it's a pizzeria, a local pizzeria over at down by the local university that all the college kids go and hang out at, and it always gets packed on weekends. And I'm over there. I was supposed to meet some people from the haunted house that I worked at this last fall, and I never saw. I only saw like one cast member from there, but I stayed and I ordered a submarine sandwich that I ate, and it was a good sandwich, but it was about apparently this is a half a foot long. This is 6 inches here according to them, and that's to me. I've been to Subway. I know how much sandwich I should be getting for 6 inches, and um, so I eat the sandwich. I eat my chips, and then I ordered dessert with it, and it was cookie dough, half baked with ice cream put on it, whipped cream, caramel and chocolate and a cherry on top. And then they called my order for the ice cream, so I went and got it, brought it to the table, and the woman sitting next to me, because this is a crowded restaurant, people tend to mingle with complete strangers here while they're eating. And she mentions she says to me, and I can barely hear her. She says, "That's a staple, isn't it?" And I'm like going, staple? I said, what? And she says, that's a staple of your diet, isn't it? And I'm like, oh yeah, yeah, of course, you know. And I'm sitting there eating it, and it's this thing. It was mostly whipped cream, so it wasn't really that even that hearty of a dessert. But in my head, I start going, she just called me fat. She says this guy likes to eat ice cream a lot, which is true. So I mean, I can't complain. I mean, yeah, just pointing out an obvious fact. I ordered a big ice cream, and I ate it pretty fast too. That's the reason why I have a big stomach. I like ice cream, and I don't say no to it. But it's just interesting. In her perspective, she's not insulting me though. She's just making polite conversation. She's not even thinking that I'm going to be offended by that. She wasn't saying it rudely. But if I was a woman and she was a man and she had said that, you know, and as a man probably would say that to her, you should probably put that back. You don't need to eat that. You know, get a salad instead. You know, put some whipped cream on a salad. It'll make you healthier. A similar thing was happening at the haunted house I was working at. I was doing playing Norman Bates as the position's called Psycho Shower. It has the Bates motel scene. You go into a room, and then out from the shower pops a psycho with a knife, dressed in a dress and a wig. And I had done this 2 nights in a row, and the dress didn't fit me quite well. It's meant for more slender individuals, but I came out and I did it. And quite often during the night, I'd pop out, and a guy would go, "This one's fat." It just sounded rude. And what am I gonna say? I can't deny my bigness. But then I go and I jump out at some girls and they'd scream and they go, "He's got a belly!" As if it was like, "Ooh, he can't be scary. He's got a tubby on him. He's like Santa Claus in a dress." But and so it's kind of like guys look at fat and they're like, "Ugh." Girls look at it, "Oh, isn't that cute? He's got a tummy." I did have one girl tell me I need to lose weight. Then she apologized profusely afterwards. She's like, "You don't scare me, and you need to lose weight." I'm so sorry. I didn't mean to say that. You can be however you want. However you want is perfect. I just, it kind of makes me laugh to think about it because I've evolved beyond that. I, I don't consider a woman fat until, she can't fit into a car. That's just too big. If she can't get in my car for the date, then we'll have to get takeout or something. We'd have to order in, but yeah, I consider myself fat though. I'm a fat guy. I'm a fat man. I'm a big, fat man, and I need to lose weight. It's causing health problems. My knees hurt a lot from walking. I I sweat when I walk from my bedroom to the kitchen to get a glass of juice. So I understand. I need less ice cream, but it's so tasty. I don't have a beer gut. I have a root beer gut. I don't like beer, but I like root beer. I like root beer floats. And I love those Choco tacos. You ever get one of those? It's like ice cream cone taco shell with ice cream in it and chocolate fudge and covered with like hardened chocolate and nuts. I love those. I could eat like 5 of those in a sitting. Donuts. Don't get me started with donuts and hot dogs. That's one of my weird little. I'll go to I'll go to Wiener Schnitzel and I'll go broke on corn dogs, hot dogs, and mini corn dogs. And then they've got the little taco thing. It's like a tortilla with fries and chili, and I'll eat like one of those too. And then I'll get an ice cream. So, in communication.